Hey everybody, I'm Joey Evans, and today we are taking a look at a game that I've been thinking this needs to happen for quite a while. I've always been a fan of Star Realms, but there's one IP that makes a lot of sense and hasn't been there. I'm not talking Star Wars, meh. I'm talking Star Trek. Star Realms, Star Trek. Star Trek. I realize I always say with my Kentucky voice, Star Trek, and I get called out a lot. So it's Star Trek. Star Realms. So before I keep pronouncing this poorly, let's see how it's played. Okay, we are set up for a game of Star Trek Star Realms right here. We are set up for a two-player game. This has different play modes. We can play more people. You have a free-for-all, you have 2v2, all that. But right now we're going to go just the basics of the game, and we're going to do that on 1v1, so 2 players. Now, this plays just like Star Realms, but I'm going to go through exactly how to play for you that have never played Star Realms before. It is a deck-building game. You're going to start off with your own deck. Everyone gets their own deck here. And pretty much what's going to happen is you have 50 authority. These are kind of like hit points or health. All right, so everybody has 50, and your goal is to get the opponent down to 0. So how do you do that? Well, first off, you're going to buy these cards from here. You're going to add them to your deck, and that will help you with purchasing power, attacking power, and also some of them, like this one right here, will heal. So you're going to try to get these into your deck. So let's go through a basic term. First off, the first player is going to get 3 cards. Second player is going to get 5. Then after that, you're going to keep drawing 5. You'll see the turn phases here, main phase, and that's this phase right here. Take a look. I've got these 3. That gives me 3 buying power. So what do I see up here for 3? Well, these Decora class are always available, and they are 2. Wow, this really works out well. So what I can do is I could buy any of these, or I could buy a 2 and a 1, or I could buy one of these, and then let this kind of come out and see what is next. But what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to, let's see here, I can go ahead and buy this one, and then place it here. Then the discard phase, all of these go away, and I draw my 5 again, and the next person goes. Now, it's very important to know, like this, they always go into your discard unless something allows them to go on top of your deck. And then this is your play area here, and discarding, you drop them here, and you do lose any of these you do not spin. They don't carry over till the next round. Now, let's take a look at these cards for a moment. You're going to see these when you do play these, if you have these in your hand, this is going to give you 3 buying power. Hold up a bit more here. See if we can get it to focus. There we go. 3 buying power right here. And then this is 2 attack. But take a look at this. This is the faction right here. All right. This, I believe, is a Romulan. So this only happens if, well, yes, there's Romulan right there. So if you have another faction in play. So example, if I had these 2 cards in my play area, then I'd get the top, of course. And then I would also get these factions. So it's good to kind of focus on a faction. So I would get the 3 buying power, the 5 attack, and I also get 2 more attack and 2 more attack with a total of 9 attack. Now there's also something else here. There's a trash can. You'll see that. So if you ever want to discard or scrap this card like a last-ditch effort, then you'd also get 3 additional buying power. Something else to take a look at too. Later in the game, you're going to have different things here come up like bases. All right, or locations. So if I were to buy this and play it out, this is going to stay in my play area. It's going to stay out. It's not discarded with these cards and put aside. This stays out. So every turn I get this. And this says here, I get 2 buying power. And you may put the next ship you acquire this turn on top of your deck. It's pretty good. And then notice here, there's a Federation symbol right here, meaning that now if I have another Federation card that I play, for example, if this one is if I play that in my play area, I will then be able to activate both of these. This allows me to draw a card, and this allows me to heal 4. All right, and this also, if the opponent wants to get rid of this base, it's going to take 6 damage. That damage does not carry over. You have to do 6 damage all at once to this to get rid of it, or they can attack you. However, there are cards in here, for example, this guy right here. This is also a base you can play. It has all the other abilities here. It's got your normal ability, your faction to match, but notice this is in red, that defense. This means that they cannot attack you or any other bases until they get rid of these first. This is kind of like a guard. It's going to guard you. So they have to get rid of these 4 first, which really is huge if they only have 3 attack, because they don't have enough to exhaust and to defeat this one. Now, once these are defeated, they go back to your discards, and they're going to cycle back around to your hand again. And that's it. You're going to keep going turn, 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 turn until someone gets knocked all the way down to 0 authority, and that other person that knocks them down is the winner. And that is how you play Star Trek Star Realms. Let's send it back and see what we thought about it. Okay, so that's a quick and dirty. Again, not all the rules, but it's a lot of them. It kind of gives you a feel about how to play Star Trek Star Realms, which is, as you see, pretty much close to Star Realms. It feels just like Star Realms. Now, they also say this is fully compatible with the other Star Realms games and expansions and things, although I don't know why you would. I'm not personally one that I'll either go to the IP or I'll go to the basic set of Star Realms. So first off, the healing or the hit points is authority. That's one big difference. You've got the factions being Klingons, Romulan, Dominion, Federation, which is pretty cool. If you know the IP, you're going to know Klingons if I want to tag. Federations can heal, all of that. So that has some theme to it. But that's kind of where the theme kind of slows. I don't say ends, but it slows. First off, let's talk about the artwork. This is something that I've never really been as adamant about it as other people. Some people, I mean, there are camps in here that hate screen caps and only want art. And some that hate art and they want screen caps. I fall somewhere in the middle. I'm fine as long as it looks good. This one, sometimes it doesn't look good. That's the only problem. There's a couple of things on that. I'll go to the other one in a moment. But first off, it looks like they just took a screenshot, pretty much, of an episode, and then they zoomed in. Sometimes they did some editing and lightened it, but a lot of times they didn't. Sometimes it just looks really dark, and other times it looks a bit blurry. So on those, I kind of wish they would have used a different screen grab. But on top of that, I love Star Trek. Star Trek is my go-to over Star Wars. But I realized I didn't know it enough to know a lot of these ships, what their names were, right? I didn't know they actually had names, all these Romulan ships, Dominion ships, all these. So that itself was kind of lost on me. But I did appreciate their powers, their abilities, because those did fit the faction. And you did, of course, cheer when the Enterprise shows up. You're like, yeah, buddy, I know that one. Kind of felt good on that. So that's a big thing. The artwork, people might not enjoy. But let's talk more about the gameplay. I do wish the artwork was a bit better on there. But let's talk gameplay. Big thing with Star Realms is I used to be a massive Star Realms fan. My wife and I had a small Star Realms that we would travel with, and every time we'd go on the ships, on hotel rooms, wherever we go on vacation, we'd take the Star Realms box. We loved that game. And then we bought expansions. And we bought more expansions. And we bought more expansions. And more expansions. And that's when it became so bloated that it never really hit the table anymore, because there's so much, and a lot of the stuff was great. I'm not going to say it wasn't, but it did prohibit that from hitting the table. Everyone's had that problem, right? As things bloat and get out of control. And that's what happened with Star Realms. At the end, there was just this massive, massive box. And it just never really hit the table, to the point that it eventually left our collection, which is pretty sad for me. One of our favorite games went from hitting the table all the time to very rarely, if ever, and now it's gone. So let's first off talk about this right here is a perfect starting point, and almost not quite an ending point. I'll get to that in a moment, but I think this is a great way to restart your love for Star Realms, because honestly, when I played this, I had forgotten how much I love the simplicity of Star Realms. One thing I do wish they had is later Star Realms had missions in there. I think this would be really cool to go on missions with someone else, have a co-op mode. But I really think there are going to be expansions for this, because why not? And the box is bigger than it should be for just those cards and things. So my only thought is maybe they have expansions in mind. And one thing I would like to see is a co-op mode for it. I do kind of wish they would have a bit of different mechanics in there. Like, this is compared a lot to Star Wars, the deck building game. And Star Wars, the deck building game has different things, like they have faction-specific cards only factions can buy. Bases, one thing, bases could retain damage after the turn. Now, this is also something you could house rule, the base thing, right? So they had little things like that. But it's also a longer game. The thing with this is, this still feels like that quick, punchy Star Realms. And that's what I really, really enjoy. I mean, it's 20 minutes. You just go back and forth, you're hidden, and all of a sudden your ships are coming out, your bases, all that. And honestly, playing this made me realize how much I do miss Star Realms. So I am actually going to go ahead and buy this one for my personal collection. I'm coming in at an 8 on this Star Trek Star Realms. Why? The artwork I wish was better. Honestly, and I hope later iterations, I hope they do kind of fix that, lighten it up and stuff. But this shows me what a great system Star Realms is for what it is. It is a quick, punchy, 20-minute battling game. It just feels good. The rules are light. You come out and you just go at it, and then the game goes away. It's one of those things that it's amazing. Some games either have one or the other. They're quick to play, slow to set up. This hits a table quickly, plays quickly, and goes away quickly. This right here, I think, is a great starting point and a great ending point for me, except I would like a little more expansions. I'm just saying. Let's not get crazy, though. So I'm coming in at an 8 on this Star Trek Star Realms. If you do like Star Trek, and if you like Star Realms, I say give it a try. The artwork may not be great, but the Star Realms gameplay, I love it. So anyway, I'm Joey Evans. I'll see you later on the channel.
Hey folks, thanks for joining us for that video. If you haven't yet, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hey, make sure you check out what's happening, where I'll cover an app on an iOS or a Switch device, and you can check it out along with me. Thanks very much. You've been watching The Dice Tower.